Exactly. Tell these boys what's up. Yeah, it would be a cool cave, huh? Like if you had a house in a cave. Uh oh, why did people move out of caves? Oh, they'd have like bats and shit. Yeah, and they would have other. Well, I mean, if you could have like a clean cave, yeah, that's true. You'd have a cave with like a door, yeah, that could keep the bats out. Yeah, but a cave would be, well, I guess it'd be easier to keep cool, and then to keep warm. You just have to get a good door. That I don't know. People don't really cave dwell anymore, like in the ancient Indian days and shit. Since the ancient days. Yeah. You want to bitch slap me, dog? Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. My solution is to like teleport every time it storms, but it just keeps on storming. So like it must be like automatically programmed to storm when I come to this area or something. Some shit bullshit like that. I was hoping the weather was more random, as it were, but it's not really as random as I would like. I'd like more randomonium. Oh, I could have dropped this bad boy. I forgot about it. All right. Oh, just gonna do it again. Man. Well, let's get you boys down. All right. About to get down. About to get on. Mhm. Oh yeah. All right. So tomorrow we're gonna do the pest control of the house. We did already a lot of cleaning on Saturday. So um, I got the kitchen clean. And I got the food ready for the dogs and everything like that. So So that's good. Oh, you know what? I didn't even make my coffee though. That's one thing I did forget. Um, I forgot to make my coffee in the morning, and then I guess it's going to be a heat advisory again. And I think by the time it gets to Memorial Day, we'll have we are going to have some rain finally. Rain finally. Yeah. Rain finally. Love it. And hopefully a hurricane doesn't cook up in June. Yeah, we already had that last year, the Hurricane Barrel experience. Was that like, yeah, it was like June. I'm sorry, it was in July. Yeah, it really sucked ass. It really blew ass. Yeah, it blew ass because the power was out. Like, it was the center point energy, it went out from like July 7th to like July, some people even later than that, but it was like at least 7 or 8 days without power. So like July 7th or 8th all the way till like the 14th or so. And it really blew ass. Yeah. So hopefully we don't have a repeat or something worse than Barrel. And, we cannot afford to buy an expensive generator at this time. So yeah. Uh, if I somehow come up with thousands or millions of dollars, then yeah, I would buy a generator. That'd be one of the first things I would buy for hurricanes. Well, I mean, having a heat wave early. So what I'm hoping happens is that there's just tropical activity all over the summer. Uh, Nothing, that's painful, but I hope there's steady rain. I like a good tropical season. A nice and wet. Oh yeah. Ooh, moist. Yeah. Oh, for real, dude. For real. Yeah, I guess I was going for the Atreyu look. I was going with like the link that looks slightly like Native American, like in the Never-Ending Story, like Atreyu. Yeah, I bet that guy probably had a pretty awesome dating life because he was like all the little girls grew up watching that movie. So it's like, oh my god, you're the guy who's Atreyu. Yeah, I bet he got a lot of tail. He got a lot of tang, a lot of trim, or all these other words. What? I got an idea. Yeah, that's dangerous. I know. All right. What are you doing? Oh shit. It's about to regenerate him with the blood moon. I don't think you can make it because he's already been frozen for a while. Okay, yeah, you're not gonna make it to have the funny. Well, it's kind of funny. I'm falling off the cliff, but not as funny as like Forgotten Temple, Forgotten Temple. Do, do, do. Uh-oh. Bad dudes. So we are ready for tomorrow, and we have our lottery tickets. So, yeah. I don't know, if I'm going to get like just a card or some money, or if there's going to be like, you know, uh, oh, I thank my Aunt Pat for sending the $20, and yeah, maybe you're an alcoholic if people give you money and they go, okay, don't buy beer. And it's like, oh, yeah, no, not everybody that gives me money says don't buy beer. But that would be bad if everybody did. Don't buy beer. Yeah. Uh, this is what's up. The stable, though. Yeah. Up at the stable. You know it's a fable. Uh, yeah. So we're gonna do okay, Purpa Hater is already gone. But we have Dadone. So you want to get it down? Or you want Barbie, Prince, or Perpy? Okay, Dadone. Okay. Don't worry, I haven't forgot about Purpa Hater. Purpa Hater down. Get up on out of here. Yeah. So down. Uh, uh-oh. Yeah. Got the Perpies down. Bitch. That's what they call the horse butt. You know. Yeah. That boy go down. You ran him off, dog. Hey. Hey. Well, that is bullshit. 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 How we going down? Take me down to the paradise city. Take me down to the paradise cities. Grass is green and the girls are pretties. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, that doesn't do it. Need your snow gear. Yeah. There we go. Do 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 do. Yeah, it's nice little like Mr. Rogers neighborhood music. I dig it. Oh, they play the Legend of Zelda theme a little bit kind of too. Besides the Mr. Rogers. Yeah, the down. We gotta get it down. Fly, Shadow Facts. It's not Shadow Facts. It's the down. It's down. Getting down. Okay, boy. Got your boy wrong. Yeah. But he's not the down. No way. All right. Boy. Got your girl Harlow. What he looks like? He looks like Mr. Spot. He looks like a Vulcan right there with the ears. This could be a Star Trek game, dude. Danton. Yo, three's the crowd, yeah. Shit, meaty rice balls. Meaty rice ball. Ball sacks. Yeah. Yeah, I was following Sam Neill's Twitter, the actor from Jurassic Park, and like he he was in the South Otongo region of in the South Island of New Zealand, where he retired, and so Sam Neill became an occasional actor who mostly farmed, and he has his own winery called Two Paddocks from New Zealand. So, but one day he had a pet pig named Taka, and so he put a picture with a caption "Taka's balls," and it showed the pig's balls, big hairy balls. I always thought that was pretty funny. Taka's balls. He's got a pretty good sense of humor. Taka's balls. Balls. I think after I game, I'm gonna watch some movies tonight. Yeah. Uh, Electro outlet. Yeah. Give me those. Give me those peppers. Yeah. Butt. Shoot the butt. Give me the butt. Uh, 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 yeah. Uh, 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 uh. Oh, that's a good idea. That's what I do. There we go. Nice. Moose. Fascinating. You do a horse snake. Yeah. Oh shit! It kicked me. Yeah. Harassing my horse, down. Harassing my horse. Uh, harassing my horse, so I had to change course. Going to get a divorce. Yeah, there we go. Doing my orangutan, down. Gotta get off my horse, dog. My boys. Ah, oh. Ooh. Give me my horse. Ride that butt. Give me that horse. Wanna ride that butt. Ride the butt. Farted. Ready to go. Shit. Got me good. Right. Yeah. Shit. Dude. By the power of Grayskull. That's close. Oh, keep timing that wrong. Good. Ooh. Goodbye. Thanks for the big club. Savage Lino Crusher. Talons. Rizolfos. Well, I might go to movie time. Yeah. I believe so. Off of game time to movie time. Among other plans. Ooh. Uh, I'm going to put the kibosh on me. The kibosh. Not a word I would usually use. I just think it's funny. The kibosh. See ya. I can't wait to bleed you. It's nice to defeat you. Yeah. Ooh, I just felt some of the conditioning. It was really good. Yeah. Glad we got the unit fixed. But that's not going to help if we don't have a generator if the power goes out. So, but I can't afford a generator for $5,000 right now. So, And hopefully the Atlantic off the coast of Africa does not cook up a nasty, nasty storm that could go into really hot Gulf of America waters and fuck shit up. There's no Zelda like gay Zelda. No, I could have done with Zelda being not gay without gay characters. I didn't really need that, but dudes wearing pink shit. But whatever, it is what it is. Uh, Now, when they put a if they try to be woke or something, and they put a transvestite, a tranny, a transsexual or something, then I'll be like, why is this in this? Or as the old guys say, how is this even a thing? Oh, can you imagine like when somebody finds out about mukbang videos? Like, can you imagine like when a man who didn't grow up with the internet really, a man finds out about mukbang, and he's like, what is that? And it's like just some girl eating a bunch of shit, mukbanging, food porn, and like the old guy, he's like totally lost. He's like, what the fuck is this shit? Yeah, imagine some elderly person and like it's like the last few years of their life, and for the last few years of retirement, they're just like they're really bored, so they're like surfing the internet, and especially if they're like crippled or something. And imagine them just like stumbling upon mukbang or whatever. Or can you imagine like if there was like a elderly person and they stumbled on my channel or something? They're probably, what the fuck is this? Like randomly. Yeah, I don't know if my grandma surfs the internet because she's crippled. I wonder if she does a lot because she can't really, or she does like more traditional functions like just yap and like just like something that's yeah, who knows? Maybe she goes surfing on the net. I don't know. Yeah, where we at? Down, getting it down. Fairleigh Plateau, going to the Stinger Cliffs. That's how I like it. That's how I like it, baby. I don't want to live forever. The the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades. Yeah, I do like that line. It's like, that's the way I like it, baby. I don't want to live forever. The Ace of Spades. The whole song is really cool. Yeah, and there is a guy like trying to live forever, a billionaire, trying to eat absolutely perfectly and trying to treat every single part of his body like just make it perfect. And is he going to live forever? Well, I mean, is he planning to like try to cryogenically freeze himself so he can? I don't know if cryogenics is really, even for billionaires, is even a viable option. Um, yeah. I do like that Queen song too, the one that goes for the Highlander. Who wants to live forever? Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I think it would be shocking if the Immortal Man, if he died, people would be like, "What the hell?" Not that eating healthy and exercising is or getting proper rest is like, you know, and avoiding bad things is not commendable. That it's not beneficial. It's just like the guy is not going to become immortal regardless. Though I will exercise tomorrow, and I'll focus on restful sleep and then diet and exercise. Yeah, my old neighbor, he usually would just be um, most of the time he would just be messing around with his computers or watching TV, and he never exercised. He would only like maybe just take his Yorkie out to potty, and that would be about the extent of his exercise besides going to like the post office or the grocery store or a computer store. But that wasn't every day, you know. Most of the time, he was just sitting. He just spent most of the time working on the computer and just like drinking beer and scotch, whiskey, and shit, enjoying his retirement life. And so then one day, Phil said, "Hey, I went to the doctor." I was like, "Oh, how'd it go?" And he's like, "Well, the doctor said I need to maybe think about exercise." Thought that was funny. Like, yeah, it would be like if a fat person went to the doctor. I said, "Oh, hey, uh, Roger, how did it go?" And then he's like, "Well, turns out being 500 pounds isn't very healthy, and doctor said I need to probably exercise and go on a diet and lose some weight." Or like like a somebody who smokes too much, they're like, "Yeah, I probably need to cut back." Yeah, the doctor told me to quit smoking. I was so surprised. Uh, yeah, yeah. Oh, now I know where I'm at. At first, I was like I've been here like a million times, but from that angle, it looked different. Like flying in, it looked different. Oh yeah. Well, kitchen clean. Oh, I better go get that coffee ready for tomorrow. That's for sure. Yeah. Get a good night's rest. So, I mean, I don't know if this philosophy is good. Like, okay, so there's Dr. Jordan Peterson. It's like, well, if you make your bed, then you took control of part of the chaos of life. And yeah, the reporter, he questioned Dr. Jordan Peterson. Well, is that good advice to give to people? Because he's like, people have a lot more complicated, complex problems than that in the world. So how does making someone's bed, how does someone making their bed actually solve the complex and multi-layered problems in a person's life and society? And then like, he's like, well, it's like, well, you if you make your bed, then it's you're bringing order to your life, and that's a great first step. Of course, it doesn't solve all your problems or all the world's problems, but you're bringing order to chaos. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like Mark Manson's mantra a little bit better. Um, I like his. There's not much that a good night's sleep can't solve, and so I do think that that's true. Um, yeah, I'm not saying it can solve every medical, financial, and personal problem that someone has, but it's a good like place to start, I guess. It's something to like shoot for as a first step if your life is not exactly you know ideally what you anything close to what you want really, and so in the butt. Want to get that butt shot in there? Oh yeah, yeah. Up the poop hole. The pooper. Yeah. I would be embarrassed if I was like my friend and somebody was drunk or something. They drove by and I had like a pretty girl. And I was out on a date and then somebody drove by, hit her in the pooper, like my old friend at Harvard. Hit her in the pooper. The pooper. I know. I never said, Eric, did you hit her in the pooper? He wouldn't tell me that anyway. He's like too private. He's not like my cousin that'll be like, I did acid and then I butt banged her, and laugh and giggle. That's like my cousin's like stuff. That in real life that looks like a lot of work. I don't think somebody could actually do all that. Like carry a store on their back. I mean, I know they have like third world countries where people, do a lot, but usually their shop is like stationary, not mobile. Sagessa. You can elixir my balls. Come inside. Uh, okay. You're a little bit too eager, my brother. Oh shit, it's Theo Vaughn and his brother. I didn't know Theo Vaughn was in this game. He didn't tell me. Is Theo Vaughn got sued for $30 million for what? I don't know. I haven't even looked up the story, but I'm gonna blow up. Theo, they had like this video that's like it has Theo Vaughn in the thumbnail, and then it says I can't. It shows Theo Vaughn saying like I can't afford this shit, or it shows like the 30 million on the screen. I know he's successful. I know he's got money now, but I don't think he's like super rich, mega rich or something. Yeah, when Theo Vaughn said that he had some substance abuse issues, or had to quit everything, that was like you could imagine him like getting into some kind of shit. Not because of the way he looks, and he's kind of like a mullet, kind of like redneck dude with a goofy nose and shit. I know you could just tell that he had some party days in the younger days, and he had to stop, because of health or finance or the law, whatever, legal, whatever the case may be. Theo Vaughn sued by who? $30 million. What? Oh, it was Atazi. Yeah, I can't. No, it says I can't afford this. Oh, some guy at a Nashville bar wouldn't leave him alone. Because he choked a dude. That was oh, uh. uh, oh, this dude wanted to get paid for like an old meme or something. Yeah. Uh, oh, Kai the hatchet wielding hitchhiker. Yeah, it's like all this internet drama. I think what happens is, hmm. Okay, so some internet vlogger who had a viral sensation, he realized that he can't really, make a living off that one moment in time forever. And so he's pissed because people like Theo Vaughn are popular because they have a certain personality or a certain look that people enjoy. And this guy, he's not successful like that. So he needs a money, lots of money for life. So So basically, he was waiting in the wings, waiting to. I don't know. It looks like. So there's people that don't have any money, and like, if you're broke like me, uh, you or your family's broke, the likelihood you're going to get sued in today's modern America is very low. And I think if for whatever the reason may be, you know, someone like Theo Vaughn, who's kind of like, redneck, kind of just a dude's dude, that sort of thing, kind of down to earth, all that stuff, and that guy suddenly is like a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, then some other people, that are not that successful in social media, and not pulling down that kind of bank on podcasts and stuff, they're like, okay, well, where's mine? You know, uh, so I think it's a jealousy mentality that takes over in some people, and so hence the suing. Um, yeah, Theo Vaughn is just like that guy from the South, that everybody knows, and like that cool dude. If you've ever grown up or lived in the South, like there's like a million characters like him, and just a good old boy and all that shit. You know, he probably looks dumber than he really is. So he just has that like country Bubba look, that kind of like I came from the trailer park kind of deal, and which I'm not downing the trailers or the trailer parks. I'm just saying he's got that vibe, that look, that style. Kakariko Village. I love it. Mullets and t-shirts and blue jeans and just fucking, that's to me that shit's cool. But not everybody thinks that way though. Okay. It says that Theo Vaughn has maintained his sobriety pretty much over the last 10 years, except that he's had a few relapses where he starts drinking and then he does drugs or something. So I don't know. I guess he maintains it pretty well, keeps the sober train going. Uh, he says he has problems with drugs. I guess drugs are more addictive than alcohol most of the time for most people. Um, so yeah, I've had some friends that had some drug problems and stuff, and they're like that they'll tell me, oh, I love the heroin, I love the opioids because I don't have to feel anything, and literally people will die to not feel anything, to numb their pain, their personal tragedy and pain, and so that's sad, but um, how I could not fall down that rabbit hole. is if I tell myself honestly every day, like there's somebody else who has it way, 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 way worse than you do. So, you know, put your best foot forward and smile and go do it. You know, get the fucking shit done. Like life doesn't last forever. It's not a luxury. Ah, the secret. I like that. That I didn't know the guardian was going to be there. So yeah, traditionally, my aunt and uncle for my birthday, they usually send me a card about it's either Star Wars or like or hot chicks on it or something. And although as I've gotten older, they've been sending more like Jesus pamphlets and stuff, and I'm feeling like I don't know about all that, but whatever. If you know, I didn't throw it in the trash when I got it in the mail. I said, "Oh, they're sending this to me on my birthday, so they care that my soul reaches heaven or something." Oh, that's so considerate, you know, that sort of thing. So I just, if someone gives me a book that I know I'm not really never going to read, then I might, if it's a birthday gift, I might just put it up and then just not read it. Usually, if somebody sends me a book, like typically it's way below my reading level anyway, so it's like painful to even read it because it's so like it's like reading like a lot of these like religious books are like reading a lot like a Kamala Harris speech. It just fucking sounds stupid. And like imagine if you had to like read a whole book written by herself by Kamala Harris. It's like that. It's like a third grade teacher writing a book. No offense to third grade teachers. I'm talking about like in that style, that condescending, like snobby style. So we'll see if I get a Jesus manual, if I get a card at all. You know, I don't know. But my birthday's Wednesday, so I'll check the mail from Monday to Wednesday, see what's going on in that particular. Um, Wednesday probably won't be a blowout uh, party because you know my mom and I our health are is not ideal right now. Um, so we're gonna try to get on a diet and an exercise routine. So that means no smoking, no drinking, and then get a hold of the diet. And I don't know. My mom might break down tomorrow and say, "Hey, you know, let's have McDonald's." And if she does, it's gonna be hard to say no to that. But I definitely have to say no to smoking and alcohol. So that's for sure. I'll say no to yeah booze and smokes. So which is easier said than done, you know. But I really have to do it for my long-term health and survival. So if I really want to accomplish, you know, awesome things in the future, then I have to be clean. It's just, you know, how it is. The Millennial Sandbar. Yeah. Monday is a great time to start a diet. Um, so there's something about my birthday week that also kind of gives it more, you know, focus that I'm getting older. So that should be good to motivate me. Um, so we'll see if I can do it, you know. But I'm no saint if I can stay sober for a week. I mean, I've stayed sober for weeks. I've stayed sober for months. I don't know if I've stayed sober for years, but I've never actually tried years. Maybe. Oh yeah, yeah. I guess no. Was 2013? Was that a totally sober year? I think once. I want to say once I wasn't scared about my health anymore, then I kind of deviated back. So if I'm really afraid about my health, I'll quit everything. But like if my health is pretty good, then I might fall back into it, unfortunately. And so that's not very good. That's not very good. Yeah. I guess I would relapse if that's the correct word. Um, so yeah, I can tell why people get addicted to those opioids because they're like, you know, they're painkillers. So life is painful, so people take anti-pain or try to numb pain, whether it's emotional or physical or otherwise. And mm, running out of the food here. Yeah. You blew you can blow it up with one Daruk's protection. That's pretty funny, man. Yeah. Oh, can I blow up the drone too? Oh, try it again. Oh, maybe it's not so easy to blow up the drone. Yeah. Oh, I don't have flight right now. Okay, get your butt up, boy. It was so funny on YouTube. They like the the incel stuff. Like all these guys were trying to make a living on YouTube using Elliot Rogers journals and stuff. because I guess Elliot Rogers' life before he went on this murder rampage um, is like almost like like a dark comedy. Yeah, and reading pages of his journals are just like, and his I guess it's his journals and his blogs and his vlogs and all that. Like they're so funny because he's just like, oh, I want a girlfriend, and oh, I want a girlfriend, but like he makes like every wrong decision for that to happen. Oh, I guess what makes it funnier too is that it was in Santa Barbara, and that's like a wealthy area, and he can't fit in, even though he has all this Gucci and he has all this swag and he has a badass car and he's going to college, and his dad's a successful documentarian filmmaker, and it's like Elliot Rogers has all this shit, but he just can't get a get a girlfriend to save his life because I guess the Asperger's, and he's weird and all that stuff. Yeah, I suppose the Asperger's makes some pretty strange characters. Uh, I don't I don't get uncomfortable if someone says I have Asperger's disorder, but it is not one of my favorite uh, disorders to, for me to be around. It's better than being around a sociopath or psychopath, but it's like, yeah, the guy that I worked with for a long time that had Asperger's, he just told me one time on his first day of work, right when he was 21, and I was like 34 at the time. First day of work, he's like, I have Asperger's, and I was like, oh, okay. And so, I didn't really know a lot about it at first. I go, oh, you have Asperger's. Okay, well, that's interesting. I guess. Uh, then maybe I went down, maybe, just for my own curiosity, I got on the internet and looked it up and everything. And I was like, oh, this sucks. No wonder they call it disorder. Yeah. The glaring thing that stands out about Asperger's disorder is facial affect, and so that sticks out like a sore thumb. Like you look at somebody's face and they're not making the right face. It's like most people make the correct facial expressions, and then facial affect is affected in Asperger's people, and that's the first thing that I noticed, at least, that just stands out like a sore thumb. Yeah, so the Elliot Rogers, he meticulously would write down about his incelness, and a lot of the YouTubers, I think, who got in trouble for doing that. Too much Elliot Rogers, was it? I think it was mostly Monkey Jones who would reenact my tortured life excerpts from, like he turned Elliot Rogers like journals into like a play, like basically like he acted it out like day by day, journal by journal, and they're actually pretty funny. But I think that's what got his channel banned for disturbing content or something like that. Yeah, I mean, it's funny in the context of the guy has Asperger's and he doesn't know how to relate to people, and uh, it's kind of a divine comedy because it's like he doesn't understand humans. It's almost like an alien or like a robot writing about human behavior or something. It's very strange, and a lot of that causes the comedy. It's pretty much like unintentional comedy. Like it's not really supposed to be funny. Um, I mean that there's a murderous psycho that goes to war with humanity because he can't get any chicks or whatever. Part of the comedy is that he has all this money, but he can't get a chick either. And so, if he was just poor, he probably would have gave up a lot sooner. He probably would have just been like, well, you know what, I'm not, uh, or he would have said to himself, oh, I need to work on myself and get myself, to the level where women would want to date me. And so I'm gonna have to get the finances and work real hard to better myself and my station. And have some kind of plan. If that's your goal is to get chicks, then well, you have to have some kind of plan for that. Like I'm going to get this career, and I'm going to bring, something to the table, uh, some kind of plan like that. Basically, a plan that's like realistic instead of just thinking, oh, my dad's rich, and you're just going to show up in your BMW with your Gucci shades and looking stylish, and all the babes are going to come running to you or some kind of fucked up fantasy like that. Some kind of whacked out like psycho fantasy. Yeah, I guess every part of Elliot Rogers' journal was like he would come up with some ludicrous plan that wasn't going to work to try to get girls, and then it would fail, and then he would try some other ludicrous uh, plan, and then that would fail, and then eventually he went into this, planning this ultimate doom, this ultimate day of judgment, or something, the day of retribution, for being shunned by girls. Go to war against humanity because all that. And so Elliot Rogers thought to himself, well, here's something I can do. He's like, I can do this and I can afford this. And he found something that did not require human acceptance, this war against girls and rich and people in this community or whatever. But his ideas, I don't know if it was the Asperger's or what, were not very original, though. They were just copycat everything. it's time to go into that movie mode. Yeah. Guess what, boy? You about to get dawned. Ready to get dawned? Looks like I got dawned on that one. Hell yeah. Yeah, so something about Elliot Rogers Asperger's, or I think it's kind of like the worst thing about the Asperger's I find is that um, especially wealthy Asperger's people, is that they have very pampered lives, and so when they hit like working age, or like where they have to get out and do something, then their parents want them to get into the human world and to get out of that that sheltered thing. But the thing about like Elliot Rogers and Adam Lanza is that their mothers and fathers had sheltered them a lot, and so by the time they became 18, 19, 20, and it's like, oh, go out to the real world, and then like their interactions with the real world were like awful. So, and probably the wealthier that their parents are, probably the worse it is. So it's like also the factor of affluenza is in the equation as well. Like almost like some people too wealthy for their own good, too rich for their own good, causing problems. Yeah, I wonder if Elliot Rogers thought of a dating service or something like that. I'm surprised. I don't know if back then if they had advanced like escort services or dating, online services. I know they had like the crappy, the OK Cupid and Zeus and all that really awful shit, all that stupid shit. But yeah, oh, they probably didn't have Tinder back then. The hookup, the stankin' it site, stankin'. Yeah, I mean, I never used Tinder to hook up, but I did use OK Cupid a few times. And it was like, or if you still live in your old hometown, you could like do the yearbook before Facebook method, and you could try to hook up with like some girl, from your past or something like that, from an old job or from like school, from high school, or something, whatever. So also you could use the familiarity method, like, oh, I know you, hey, you know me, and so there you go. I mean, you already have the basis of the relationship, like, it's already kind of like, I guess the expression would be baked. It's already baked in the cake. But yeah, I was kind of wondering, did Elliot Roger just try unrealistic shit, or did he try like something like a little bit close to realistic? ever? Or was it all just fantasy concoctions, like just him being in his own twisted world, as it's called, um, his own twisted world where only his version of things are allowed, you know, where he does not take counsel with other people to get different opinions to formulate better strategies. In this case, to pick up chicks or whatever, get a girlfriend, something like that. Okay, so I suppose there's like a dueling um, there's a dueling philosophy in this matter, which is nature versus nurture, which is like an inherent philosophical and psychological struggle. And so in science and nature and in discourse, um, do people have fate, or do they have luck, or do they have design? So yeah, so that's been a big question for a long time in the discourse of mankind. Um, okay, like for instance, did a guy work really hard and propel himself upward into financial and stability and mobility, and that's what attracted the attractive women to him, is that he seemed like good father material or something, or good, like good husband, good like traditional material, like he had his shit together, in other words. And so that means the steps that he was taking got him to where he needed to be, because he had what women were looking for. So he won the game. And those that didn't have their shit together, were more unstable, tended to not have the positive result. So that means that it was work and design, and it was less about uh, like it's less about randomness or luck. Like it was more about having the particular things that attract women. And those traits are financial and personal stability, um, confidence, etc., etc., projecting strength, confidence, um, stability. Even though I know that sounds boring, sure, like somebody like that's like more unstable is like more exciting, in the short run, but not necessarily in the long run. So there's this kind of like idea of romance that it's random, that it's just like meeting Julia Roberts or something. Like your fantasy girl just falls out of the sky or some shit like that. And it could happen that way, like in a movie where it's just like this amazing babe appears, like the Princess Bride, or. Uh, but I think most of the time it's boring. It's work a day. It's clockwork. I think most of the time it's just like a woman's just like, hey, that guy has his shit together, and hey, that's a good choice. Hey, he looks all right, you know. But mainly they're maybe not even looking at looks. They're just looking to see, okay, does this guy have his shit together? All right, cool. All right, that's daddy then.
The roof protection is now ready to roll.
Uh, oh yeah, I need to go to my inventory down. Yeah, get it down. Yeah, I definitely had that romantic idea. Like it would just be like it would be in a movie. It would be like in a movie, like the dream girl would just show up or something, and with the flowing hair and the wind and all that. But that's not always how reality operates. So I had this idea that it was like fatalistic, that stuff just happened. It's like, oh, just shit happens. That's for everything. That and the idea of, and that's nature where stuff just happens. And the idea of nurture is that people make stuff happen, and that's who really makes me. So nature versus nurture. So it seems as if um, success isn't can be luck, but that success is also very much a process. Yeah, and that's like one of the oldest arguments. Besides, is there a God or something like that? I'm talking about um, things that people have been arguing about for since the millennia, the dawn of man, since time immemorial, or whatever it's called. That things that scholars and clerics and philosophers have been arguing about for vast swaths of human existence. All right. Whoa. Gonna make the coffee pot, freeze some water, and then I'm gonna sail into movie time. Is there any movies that I really liked lately? Over the last years or so, I've been watching. I really enjoyed. Well, lately I watched Serpico, Al Pacino movie from 1973. It's not that great, but one thing about the old movies is that they showed titties, and I appreciate that because I like to see the titties. So in the 1970s, 1980s movies, almost all the hot chicks they show their tits, and that's awesome. That's a great thing. I mean, they do it in the newer movies too, but back in the day, it was pretty like gratuitous. Like they didn't give a fuck because it was like after the sexual revolution. All right, and then I saw this movie by Sean Baker, and it was called Red Rocket, and that was a fucking hilarious movie. Even though there's a little bit of anti-Trump stuff in it, but you know, what the it takes place, I believe, in what, Texas City or something. Um, the thing about people from New York and California is that when they're making a movie about Texas, they don't seem to understand. They seem to paint Texas people as like dumb hicks and that they're superior or something like that. And that's not the real Texas at all. So I'm kind of offended the way that Texas is portrayed in some movies, especially made by people from fucking New York and California. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are people and places that are very podunk and very hillbilly in Texas, for sure, where people have slow drawls and yeah, I'm sure there is, but and that's fine. There's different kinds of people, and that's okay. I mean, like in so there's hell or high water, and they treat the people in Texas like they're stupid and shit. But everybody talks real fucking slow. Everybody thinks real slow. I never usually come to Riverside. Ooh, Parsi. Yeah. Yeah. That would be cool to get like a Japanese girlfriend because they have that Beatles mop top. It'd be like your love those like mop top hairstyles. That's what my boy has to say. That's a royal recipe, Don. Got your boy got her. Mm, smoking too much potter. Does he got a daughter? What? All right, let's get our sleep on and start a new Monday.